What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another local diaries. So with last week's local diaries taking Vanquish Soul, we did a pretty good debut in my opinion, being the first time playing the deck in the TCG, rather playing it in Master Duel where I have been playing it, and I think we can do better. So this week we are taking Vanquish Soul back for Vengeance, but this time we're going in with a couple changes. So I like the way I had the deck theory crafted, and I listened to some of you guys in the comments and what you guys had suggested. Unfortunately, Triple Tactics Thrust is a little out of my price range, but we are going in with some changes nonetheless. So let me show you what those changes are, and then we'll head on out to locals to see if we can do better than we did last week. Since improvement is what we're aiming for, so let us show you the profile and then we'll head on over. So let me start off with showing you our deck profile that we are playing for today. So it is going to look a little bit similar as to last week, where we're playing 2 Caesar Valius, 2 Borger, 2 Xiaolong, triple Razin, 2 Madlove with 1 Pantera for the Vanquish Soul monster lineup. And then we do follow it up with 3 copies of Stake Your Soul, 1 Vanquish Soul Continue, and 1 Snow Devil. So we did take out the Dust Devil just because we saw that it really wasn't as impactful as I had hoped for it to be. So we decided to drop it from the build so that way we can play other cards in its place, or another card in its place, really. Moving on to our supporting cast, we are still playing the 3 copies of Kashtira Fenrir with the 1 copy of Kashtira Riseheart, since it's always good to have an Earth and Fire on deck. We are also playing 2 Sword Soul Strategist Longyuan this time around rather than 3. Figured playing it at 2 would be a little bit better than playing it at 3, since our good old Small World, which we are playing at 2, is a good bridge for it. Also, Longyuan can be a bridge in itself, and having that 3rd copy was just more of a brick or more of a fire shower, but we really didn't need it. And then we are also playing the 1 copy of Rhoda with 1 Mass Change 2 still. So I liked this. We didn't get to pull it off, but we're gonna be hopeful that we can pull it off again this week. If we don't, then we might be dropping it from the build to play Triple Tactics Talent in its place. And then for our hand traps, we are still playing Triple Ash, Triple Ghost Spell, 3 copies of D-Shifter. We decided to put in 3 copies of Imperm and then 1 copy of Call by the Grave. So I listened to what one of the guys said in the comments and said Imperm, Call by are going to be really good choices this format, and I do agree, especially after YCS Vegas, seeing the 3v3. If it weren't for me hoping and / needing an Earth monster in my deck, I would be playing Veilers over the Ghost Spells, but because Ghost Spell was such a good card last week, we're going to hope that carries over into this week, but we will see. And then D-Shifter, just, I know it's not an auto win, but it's also just a very good win con. Moving on to our extra deck, we are still playing the 1 copy of Master of Darklaw because it's going to be really cool if we end up pulling that combo off. And we're playing the 1 Sovereign King, Shi Longyuan, Shengying, and then Baron de Fleur for our Synchro 10s. For our X Seeds, we're playing 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 Baguska, 1 Battling Boxer King Dempsey with 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and then 1 Typhon. So King Dempsey is a new add-in to the lineup, since there was a duel where I had 2 4s in my hand and I could easily get them both onto the field, but they weren't Razin and I needed Razin, so this is where King Dempsey comes in. Yeah, and then Typhon, we saw, if you watched the YCS, how this in the second to last semifinals, I think, Typhon was able to take a game for Pac. So we are going to continue playing Typhon because I still think Typhon's a really good card overall. We are playing 2 rocks. I am waiting for my 3rd one, so this extra deck is still not complete, but we're going to see if we can get away with playing 2. Hida is in place of our 3rd rock just because there's a lot of fire decks in this format and we play fire in our board. We are able to utilize our opponent's graveyard being able to steal fire just to kind of link climb up. We are playing 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and then 1 Avermax. So I think Avermax is going to be an interesting tech over Access Code just to make it kind of hard for our opponents to deal with. But we are going to see if that's the case. And then our side deck, we'll just breeze through because it hasn't really changed. We are still playing 3 copies of Nibiru because Nibiru is going to be really great in this format as well. 3 copies of Droll, and 3 copies of DD Crow for our hand trap sides. And then we did make changes to these last 6 slots. We are playing 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone with 3 copies of Summon Limit. So yes, we're going to be a little degenerate with Summon Limit, just because that is going to be really great at stopping a lot of the combo heavy decks. And since Vanquish Soul is more of a mid-range, it can totally utilize playing under 2 summons, which is really cool. Cosmic Cyclones really to get rid of just those nasty field spells, along with Flame Burge, being able to just bring something back along with the original Snake Eye field spell. So that is it for our deck profile. So let's see if we can Vanquish Souls today here at our locals. And honestly, I gotta admit, I like the aesthetic of Vanquish Soul. It's really cool. All right, you guys, so here we are at our locals. There is 18 minutes left in round 1, and we just took our first W of the night. So Vanquish Soul is doing Vanquish Soul things. We are playing against Red Dragon Archfiend in round 1, and my opponent made me go first. So if you don't know much about Red Dragon Archfiend, they're really great at stabilizing a board. My opponent, on the other hand, his end goal was to OTK with Red Dragon Archfiend, which in his case was not able to happen, as we were able to control the board with Razin, Caesar, Heavy Borger, and just all the plethora of hand traps that we play. So we were able to do really good. Game 1, we just kind of controlled that tempo. Game 2, we opened a little bad, opening Caesar and Heavy Borger with 3 hand traps, but we were good in the hand trap department, as we were able to slow down our opponent in that form, which was really good. And then we were just able, right as soon as we were able to get into Small World, we just Small World and did Small World things, got into Razin, and just popped off with Razin. So we were able to secure our W there. So things are looking pretty good. I think I'm only seeing 2 Snake Eye Fire King players maybe. So tonight might be a little chill. There's only 4 rounds, so we'll see where 4 rounds takes us. So far we're 1-0. Let's keep that up. All right, so that was an intense round 2. So we were playing against Runic Chimera, which we have history playing against that deck. We have played against it several times here at Duke City, and I was a little worried. Game 1, he opened up. He was able to set up his board. We did not have the best hand. We had Snow Devil, the Continue, a Small World, Caesar, and Ash. I had to use the Ash to slow him down just even the tiniest bit. He sniped Caesar out of my hand. We draw for turn, and my draw was an info. So he ends up taking game 1. Game 2, I was able to just fully control the board. We were able to go for burn, go for OTK. Game 3, he opened up. We had the interruptions. He was we had the shifter. That's what really hit him. Shifter had him. We had Heavy Border, DD Crow, Mad Love, and another spell. And we were able to just take it, burn him for game, and we were able to take the game. We had Stake Your Soul. That's what we did. So we're doing pretty good. We're 2-0 so far. Let's see if we can win in round 3 and hopefully take a win for once here. We'll see what happens. All right, you guys. So round 3, we play against Sprite Tri-Brigade. So this one was a really interesting matchup. I have seen the decks played around here at this locals, and I honestly wanted to play against it just to see what the deck had in store. And honestly, the deck is nuts. Kudos to the pilot, and we're actually going to do a feature deck profile of that deck. So stay tuned for that on the channel. But anyways, game 1, he opens up the nuts. We can't break it. Game 2, we were able to establish a decent board, but we had like 7 cards in hand because advantage. One of them was Nibiru. We drew in, we were able to burn, so we were able to take the game. Game 3 was just an intense back and forth, and kudos to him, he was able to take it. My poor siding decisions of taking out my Caesar Valius. So my 2 Caesar Valius, I took out 1, so I had 1. So we're 2-1 right now. We still have 1 more round. We'll see what we got. I'm hoping that we can make it in the top. We shall see. All right, so now my unfortunacy has caught up to me. Game 4, we play against Sorzel Tenyi, which, we've played the deck before. I wasn't a good pilot of it. We played against the deck before, so we know where its choke points are. But game 1, we opened Caesar, 2 Heavy Border,
imperm shifter. Yeah, and we didn't draw anything good. My opponent set up a board. He was able to just flake damage. I drew for turn, and it was long yuan, so we just went game 2. Set up my board, was trying to play under nib because I feared he had nib. He didn't. He had a cracked hand that was straight gas. He broke my board, OTK'd me, as Sword Soul does. So we ended up going 2-2 tonight. Sad. I was hoping to do better, but we did learn some things about the deck, some changes that we still need to make it just a little bit more consistent and a little bit more, give it the push that it needs. So we'll see where in the end of time we land, but I think we have fallen out of top tables, which is unfortunate. So if we take a look, we take 6th place again. So not too bad for Vanquish Soul on strike number 2. So maybe a 3rd time will be the charm that we get a better topping. 6th place again. I mean, at least we're consistent, right? But we can do better. We can do better. So that is it for this Local Diaries, everyone. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and comment down in the video below. I like to see your guys' comments. I like to reply back, get to know the community a little bit. So that is everything. We'll pass it on over to you.